people have in the back of their toilets, the oil?
Yeah, I've been getting pictures of people's toilets, you know, when they take the top off. Yeah, oil in it, just like the artesian well, the film, yeah.
Because that looks down there to me like some type of sheen in the water.
It probably is. Like I said, I can't see that very good, but that foam that we kept finding piled up was right there. The trees would cross, and that's where the foam would pile up.
What is that brownish mound of?
That's foam. That's that. I had it tested. It's that industrial cleaner. You can see it floating down. Watch it go right to it. See it? Yep. It's connecting right to it. Yep. Crazy stuff. Somebody come in here and started moving some of the trees out of the creek so the water would just keep flowing and the foam wouldn't pile up. But down in when it rains, that foam will be all down through here. You'll see it all down through here. The DEP told Paul it's natural. So when Paul called me and told me they said it was natural, I decided to have it tested. And it's not natural. So.
Are you worried about kind of the next couple years?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm worried. What they need to do, they need to have Pineville send us water over here and put a meter right here in my yard and let me pay a payment on it. But no, they won't do that. You know why? Because we're the forgotten people of West Virginia, and they'll have to spend some money. Anytime there's money involved here, you might as well forget it. Don't even ask.
So what you want is them to hook you guys up to the city water, which even that, there's a lot of problems with city water in West Virginia, but at least it's not.
Well, you know what you're getting there. You don't know what you're getting here. You know, like I said, they only test for 4 things. People on this road can't afford $400 and $500 bills. You know, they just can't.
To test it themselves. Not to mention, I mean, I can tell you from Flint, people can't afford to buy stacks and stacks of bottled water constantly to feed your dogs, your kids, yourselves.
Well, I mean, when I was buying it and handing it out, finally our delegate Adam Vance got on the House floor and told them beg for water.
I'm reaching out to all of you guys and asking for some help. We've got two people in that local community within the last year has died from cancer. And I think there's been at least 5, I may be wrong on the number, but within the last year has been diagnosed with cancer. Not saying that water is what it comes from, but people down there have started questioning and asking. So I'm doing everything short of begging. If I have to beg, I'll beg. But I need some help for my people. I need water is what we need.
They still did not pay for to bring it. Another girl that lives in Lynchburg, Virginia, seen it, felt sorry, fundraised, and that's who's bringing in the water. But when I took it to Pineville, they don't want to have anything to do with it. So they sent it to Brenton, to store in Brenton. They didn't want to have nothing to do with it in Pineville.
As Congresswoman Carol Miller represents here, has she been here? Has she done anything?
Getting back to Paul Jr., I know of 4 people in this area tried to contact her, and you got to fill out form after form after form just to get to talk to her office. But our delegate Adam Vance, you call him. I think everybody on this road's got his number. And he's not even running, he's running unopposed and still want to come out and put out signs.
I'm getting a sense there's a pattern here that the federal elected representatives of West Virginia, the senators, the Congresswoman, they don't seem to think that they have to deal with local state issues if they're federally elected, but they're federally elected to represent the state.
Right.
You got to fill out a whole pamphlet to contact a congresswoman.
I got frustrated with Carol Miller just like he did with Manchin, just like it. I couldn't believe that I had to fill out all these paperwork to show her these people were getting poisoned.
White splotches.
Right there is the stringy stuff. See it? It's coming right out from under there.
It's coming right from the groundwater there. And you saw this next to Jamie's home in Indian Creek for the last couple months. I know that West Virginia is a, conservative Republican area, but has there been any outreach to the Democratic Party? Have they done anything?
Yeah, they're the ones that's helping bring the water in. Wow. And some independent people has brought it in. But yeah, be honest with you, yeah.
This shouldn't be political. Water is water.
And I don't endorse anybody.
Yeah.
But there's certain, like a Wesley Holden that's running against Carol Miller. He's been out here twice. He sends me messages every day. What do you need? Well, tell me what you need, and I'll try to get it to you. Adam Vance, bless his heart, you know, he can only do so much. And then our state senator didn't do anything for a year. Then he decided to get involved, but he's not running for election. So, you know, give him a little credit. He's trying now. But the powers that be here in this area, they don't want people in here that's going to question anything they do. And I've seen it since I've been back for the last 14, 15 years now. It's like everywhere you go. There's certain people runs the area and they don't like you stepping on their toes. Am I right, Paul? And we're getting fed up with it with the community. So we're going to get together tomorrow night and we're going to decide on who we're voting for, why we need to vote for these people, get to know these people, quit voting for these people because you know their name. Most people in this area sees that name on that ballot. I know him. I'm going to check mark it. We're going to get the community involved. I don't care if you vote Democrat, Republican, or Independent. We're going to let you know where these people stand on the issues. And if you want to vote for them, it's on you. But you need to know this. And I don't get no funding for all this. We don't want no funding.
All my life, I voted ever since I was old enough to vote. I've never missed an election. And all my life in this state, we were a Democrat state. Robert Byrd was in there longer than anybody. And you see what the Democrats has done for us. We don't even have water run. Well, then you put the Republicans in there, you see, we don't have water run. So it don't matter whether you put a Republican, whether you put a Democrat, we're the forgotten people. They'll go all around the United States, but they'll forget us. And at one time, Welch was considered Little New York. I got pictures of how big and how many people was in West Virginia when coal was king. This is a boom town, like gold, silver, coal boomed. Now they forgot us. I don't know about out there where the gold and silver was happening. I hope they didn't forget them like they forgot us.
Yep, we built this country. This area built this country.
Do you think that, you know, everybody, you know, there's obviously coal is a tense topic. Some people want to get rid of it. Some people will shoot you if you say that. But at the end of the day, they might only have 20, 30, 40 years left in terms of extracting coal. Do you think the coal industry is just trying to maximize and get as much as they can and maybe playing a little too fast and loose with safety? Because most residents I'm talking to think that it might be the coal industry that contaminated the water.
No, it was the Environmental Protection, the West Virginia Environmental Protection Agency that contaminated the water. They didn't make the mines go by the regulations. They're culpable. Some of them should go to jail for what they've done here. And I've told them that. You can lay it at the mine's feet and you can lay it at the gas well's feet, but it all falls back onto the people that's supposed to protect us, and they did not protect us. And they're not protecting us. He got burnt. The other guy up here, I think he had third-degree burns. He went to the burn center.
Now he's dead.
Well, we don't know if that's what caused it, but I mean, it's a big coincidence that he got burnt, his lungs went bad, and he's gone. Just like the lady you interviewed yesterday, he got to where he couldn't talk.
She can't talk.
When did because she doesn't have a spleen.
No, not because of that. She can't talk because all them fumes are coming into her bedroom from that garage. I mean, she's breathing it. And
How long has she been having problems talking for?
how long would you say? Months, 9 months, maybe longer.
And you could smell it in your bedroom. The state environmental department's letting them get away with it.
They would have never contaminated it if they would have had to go by the regulations. That's what I'm saying. I've researched it for a year. I've been on top of it. The DEP hires people that's not licensed. They come out here. They warned us mines about that aquifer, but then they act like they don't even know what aquifer is. The same people that's giving the permits out are investigating it. It's a mess down here. The governor won't do anything. He's got these people in place to protect him and his company's interest and Alpha's interest. This is the best seam of coal in the world, and they're going to come and get it. And I try to tell all these miners, they're going to come and get the coal. Let's make them do it the right way. Make them go by the regulations. It's not that many regulations. You're supposed to notify this man when you mine under him. Did you ever get a notification, Paul?
I've never seen nobody bring no paper here and give me no notification of mining.
That is a federal law, and the DEP and the feds are just overlooking all this. And when he say we're forgotten, we are. I mean, because I can tell you out of 30 houses in this area that never got their notifications, never got their offered their pre-subsidence survey, never the stuff that was supposed to protect these people, they didn't do. And the DEP covers it up.
And I think people should know this is a much bigger problem than West Virginia. In Flint, Michigan Environmental Department, they literally covered up the poison water for 2 years. They were telling the residents it's fine. Don't worry about your brown water. Don't worry if it smells. Don't worry if kids are getting rashes. Meanwhile, emails showed they knew it wasn't fine.
You're on your own, and it really does feel like hell on earth here. It feels like it. It looks like it. You get treated like it.
I mean, hell, in Ohio, Norfolk Southern blew up a train. We found out that it was not necessary for them to blow up that train. They could have just done it the right way and slowly extracted the chemicals, but they didn't want that train shut down. They didn't want the rail route shut down because it would have cost them money. The Ohio EPA saying it's fine. Residents are sick as a dog. You got residents getting cancer now. You got kids peeing out blood. You got people burning eyes, people with respiratory issues, marks, rashes everywhere. State Environmental Department, it's fine.
This year in August, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Mm-hmm. I've gone through 2 surgeries in 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been devastating because I was worried about my health after all of this happened, mm-hmm. and I want to be here for my grandkids.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Norfolk Southern had anything to do with it, but I got breast cancer. I lived in that house for 25 years.
Michigan again, we went to Kalamazoo. A paper mill is literally poisoning a poor black community. My cameraman and I were a block away from the paper mill. The smell is really bad. I can't even describe it. It's just a mix of like rotten something, and it almost like the closer you get, it's a rotten smell, and it kind of goes up your nostrils a little bit. My eyes burned. I was delirious trying to talk because you get so dizzy, and my cameraman had a headache for 2 weeks, and we don't even live there. The environmental department, you know what they told them to do? Close your windows, stay inside. You want to talk about living in a prison. And here, the environmental department is saying, well, according to what we test for,
right,
it's fine.
Well, like I said.
And as we talked about, you got environmental department people leaving environmental department, they jump into the coal companies. You got coal company people leaving the coal industry, they jump into the environmental department. So it's just one revolving door.
Oh yeah, and the sad part about it is some of them's local. That's what upsets us the most. You know, they're making $45 an hour and they don't care. They don't care who they bulldoze because they're living in Beckley or Charleston or somewhere else. They don't have to deal with this mess, even though most of them grew up here, you know. And that's what really upsets us the most. Some of them were our friends, but they're not now, but they were. And like I said, the governor, you know, I really don't tell anybody who to vote for, but people ought to really, really think about voting for him because,
Jim Justice.
Well, if you don't pay your bills, you know, you get kicked out of your home. And he's not paying his bills, so we should kick him out of office. That's my opinion, but you can vote for who you want to vote. But you know,
Jim Justice is running for Senate. Manchin's not running, and Justice is running for Manchin's seat.
Right, and Patrick Morrissey, you know, he runs a commercial, you know, that when Biden sues him, West Virginia wins and wins a lot. Well, like I said, this is what we won. to Morrissey, this is what we want. We won this right here because you sued the EPA and you're suing the DEP. You're suing everybody to lower water standards and air quality. This is what you want. I hope you're proud of it. I would take the commercial down if it's me, or I'd run if I was running against him. I'd run it. Hey, we won this. We won poisoned water down here for these people. That's what he won.
I lived out of state for about 7 years. And for the most part, I was crying myself to sleep at night because I wanted to be back home. Finally was able, over years of working, to get to come back home. Now I'm back home. Now look what's happened. This is a beautiful state. Beautiful for fishing. You'll not never catch another trout in that creek. Everything here is beautiful. But now, if you really wanted to get to the heat of the moment, let everybody know at Hatfield-McCoy Trails that don't drink the water, don't touch the water, don't do anything with the water. Then they may come in here and do something, because they're not having to pay. It's costing them now instead of costing us.